we are going to the sin and the shin. This circle, or the half of the circle, they are gone. If you see them here, it's just straight. There is no, in the initial form, the middle form, and the final form comes back. The same thing applies to the sh, initial, middle, and final form. Then we're gonna move to the sod and the dot. So the saw and the dot, they perform the same. Just again, it's question of dots. The circle, the half circle, is gone in an initial form and in the middle form. The same thing. So da as in that, and saw as a solved. Then we are going to the ta and the da. So the ta, if you can see it, it just the same. It just need something to, like, basically, if I'm kinda like, you need, it's easy, just it needs this in the middle form. All these they need this straight, like just when you write, for example, so you need something to take you to the next letter, a cursive. Then the major changes are done to the letter, these two letters, a and ra. Look, this is the a, and it changes. You see, the initial form is different than the middle form, and it's different than the final form. So major changes are applied to the a. So this a is like a C. If you see here, just I'm taking the upper parts of the letter and connect it. Look, a, it's an upside triangle, and it has two hands, just like, remember imagine the a is like head, and they have two arms, and the final a. Then the same thing applies to the ghain, which the same, it's just that the initial form is different, the middle form, and the final form. And then we have the fa and the qaf. Slight changes are made to the f in an initial form, fa in the middle form, and the f in the final form. The same thing, you see, it just needed this horizontal line to link to the other one. The ka. So the ka, it's totally different. Look at the cat. And here it's like a greater sign with this line in an initial form, middle form, and finally I can see the ka appears again in the final form. And the lam, it looks like a cane, like the candy cane or the J in English. For the lam, it looks like an alif. The L, it's gonna look like an alif but connected. L. It changes. It went from something like that to a straight L. Then the meme also. Meme, it's a big change. It's an M. It's like a teardrop with the line in the middle, and finally it appears in the final form. As I told you, there is no upper or lower case in Arabic. Then the noon, it performs like a B because it belongs to this family. Okay, if you know how to connect the B, you are going to know how to connect the N. Ha. Ha for hello, and it's a different scenario for the H. The H is going to be, this is initial, and this is the middle, and then the final is going to look like this one. Okay, this is your H. Ha. The wa. This is your wa, initial form, wa, middle form, and wa, final. Not a big change. And finally, the Y, it's ya, ya in the middle, and this is a big change. Okay, so here, ya, ya, and ya. So these are your connections, and of course you are going to need your cards to see how you are going to apply the rules of connection to these letters. That's why I made these letters to help my students for the connection. They put the H and the K and they are going to know how to connect them. The connection, it's a question of time, because my students, they need these cards in the beginning, maybe 4 weeks, and then they're gonna get used to it and they start writing.